GitHub is a cloud-based platform where you can store, share, and work together with others to write code, or for us journalists to share our databases and to work with others to construct those databases or those CSV files. I like to think about it like a Google Drive, something that we use almost every day at the university. It's a repository where you can share work, you can share your files, you can track changes, you can review code, and you can collaborate with other people. Like a Google Drive, GitHub allows you to share your files with other people, to allow them to make changes to those files, to download those files, all the while being able to see the changes that are being made to them. There are more than 100 million developers on GitHub across more than 4 million organizations, some of which being journalist publications and news outlets. More than 420 million repositories of data, of code are available on the website as well, which means it's this wealth of information that we're able to use, one, to inform our stories through data, but also to construct new experiences through open source code, and as well to use the different tools that are available on GitHub. It works using this open source platform called Git. It's that first part of the name GitHub. Its uploaded files run on a Git repository, which is essentially a system that pulls changes from other users while pushing changes as well, pushing your changes, merging them continually. This allows the files to work somewhat similar to a Google Doc, where my changes are being able to be reflected online, and other users' changes are being able to be reflected on my files as well. You can edit your local files and sync them with GitHub so that you're always getting the most up-to-date file without having to upload a file, download the file, and deal with all of the logistical issues that might have. This applies to journalism in a few ways. First, I like to think of open journalism, this concept that we should be sharing our information, being more transparent about the processes and the data that inform the stories we are writing about. This allows us to share data with our readers so that they can delve deeper into topics that we write about, while also sharing information with other journalists so that with citations, they can use that information to further the story and to write more about the issues that we have been working on. As far as polls go, 538 by ABC does a lot of polls in this, which is especially important in an election year like this, that show the accuracy of polls, how many polls have been analyzed, the transparency score, and all this results in a rating. And it looks pretty simple on the front end, but you can also see all of the complex data and analysis that went into creating this graphic. And other outlets do this as well, such as APM Reports, who did a multiple years long investigation into St. Louis homicides, as Tom has mentioned in class. But they have shared that information, that data, online. The New York Times, as we read earlier in this year, has done a lot of analysis on COVID-19 and developed ways to track and congregate all of the data about the number of cases in the United States. They stopped tracking it a while ago, but all that information is still available up on GitHub to see the most up-to-date cases. The Guardian also shares their entire website front end, so the ways that users interact with their websites. And smaller organizations can use it because it's all open source. For Journalism also is this unique course I found on GitHub that shares a couple of different files, but also videos and README files that teach you how to use JavaScript, how to use mapping software, all these different things to enhance our stories. So GitHub can basically be used as a way for us to collaborate with other journalists if we're writing a story, but can also be used as a way for us to share information across or with other users, with our readers, and with other journalists. And this can help us enhance our stories in the long run because we're sharing this information, putting it out into the public sphere, and allowing other people to do better work with it. And that is something that I think is super important and is very unique about GitHub, and is a unique tool that allows us and enables us to be more transparent with our audience.